Hello, everybody, this is Purge bringing you guys the first person replay commentary. This is a game I played today. Sorry for the late upload. Been pretty busy the last 4 or 5 days, working really hard on the guide. I'm almost done with it. I tweeted about it, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I'm almost done with the guide. I think there's a couple website modifications that we'll need, so it might be about a week or so, but I've just been trying to focus really hard on getting that done, and I haven't had that much time to play Dota, to be honest, because of it, and that's why I also haven't streamed, so sorry about that. As soon as I get done with my big chunk of the guide stuff, I will be able to stream more often. I don't know if I'll be able to integrate the guide into the in-game guide quite fast, because honestly it's just a bunch of busy work and it's kind of burning me out a little bit. So I'm trying to stay focused and be able to still do all the other cool stuff that I want to do, like, you know, play Dota once in a while. So I played like 3 games today actually, and those are the first games I played in like 2 days. And none of them went amazing, but it was okay. This was an okay game at least. And I played Leshrac mid. I don't know why I'm getting sound pop-ups, but I am.
Prepare for battle.
Hopefully that doesn't make more noise. I don't know why that's making noise, but it's making noise. I swear I turned it off. I actually just checked it. Display notification, display notification. It actually doesn't say that it's going to... Oh, I bet you I know what it is. There it is. I had a window open because I had gone into Steam chat, and it was like a browser version of chat, so that probably made the noise, is my guess. So, let's try this again in player perspective.
30 seconds.
Guess I was watching okay, I was watching the heroes. Okay, good. I was really confused just now. Okay, so I played 3 games. This is a Leshrac game. I am not completely content with this game, and I'm not completely content with me saying that this is how to play the Leshrac, but this is a Leshrac game that I played, and I'll just talk a lot about the hero and his strengths and weaknesses and the things I thought I did well, and a lot of the things I thought I did badly. Number 1, when you're playing solo queue, well, I wasn't solo queue, I was 5 stacking with friends. When you're 5 stacking with friends, I recommend not tagging up as Purge if your profile is unprivate, because then everybody knows it's you, and then they gank the shit out of you. And that's what happened all 3 games I played. The first 2 games, I was tagged as Purge, and I forgot to change it. Third game, I changed it to Pure, and they still recognized me. And I just got ganked. I got ganked so much on the mid lane. People just roamed on me all 3 games. It was so frustrating. I played 2 Leshrac games and 1 Pugna game. I got ganked a lot. One of the cool things about Lesh, though, is that his first nuke is actually really high. It does 120 magic damage, which is huge for a level 1 skill. And it's very good against Storm. Storm is a hero that wants to get up in melee range very, very often. So when he does go in for Remnant hits, it's a really good time to drop your Split Earth and to get a little bit of stun and right-click damage in addition to that. Always very good. My CSing wasn't really amazing here, but it was okay. And in both games... Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot I'm not supposed to be this resolution. Hopefully the frames aren't too bad. I think the frames are going to be a little bit worse today, because I forgot to put my monitor resolution down, and you know, we can probably still get away with it. You know, I'm just going to leave the resolution where it's at 1080p. Well, it's already at, actually it's 1080p, but my monitor is way bigger. So my frames might be a little bit worse today, but it looks okay to me right now, so I think I'll just leave it. Hopefully it doesn't bother you guys too much. When I play at full when I'm not streaming, I play at full resolution, which is like 2560 by 1440. It's a really big monitor. But normally when I stream at a smaller window, at a 1080p window, like a 1920 by 1080 resolution. So, anyways, why am I not clicking on my hero? There we go. So the game I played previous to this was a Leshrac mid game, and I went max lightning bolt first, and I really felt like it was kind of useless. And this really annoys me because I don't know if it's just my playstyle issues or if it's just the issue with the hero, but this disappointed me because I really wanted to get this carrier here. Gotta pull. I should have probably gone for the stun a little earlier, but I was a little bit concerned with getting out of range here. I was playing pretty aggressive. It's kind of an issue because Storm can slow you so much, but I got ganked there. A little bit of a roam on with support. I feel like the max lightning build on Leshrac in mid is actually kind of crappy. The only time that it's good, like I really want it to be good, I keep going it thinking like, oh, this will be useful, this will be good, but it always just doesn't feel very good. I don't know if it's cast animation times or what, but I just don't feel like it's very useful. It takes too much animation to go for the kill. and it doesn't do that much damage. It also pushes the lane, which is really good. The spell's very spammable. It's a 4-second cooldown. It does 260 damage. It isn't very high. The cooldown's really low, and that's cool. But the issue with the skill is that you don't really need it for AoE. You already have Pulse Nova for AoE, and Pulse Nova is really, really efficient mana to nuke an entire wave down. It's I don't know if it's better. We can do some math in a second here, but I don't know. Especially against a Storm. I got ganked again here, unfortunately. Did a little bit of damage before I died, but honestly, you know, still not worth it. That's one of the issues with Leshrac mid, is that compared to normal heroes, he's not exactly very survivable. You could say things like, I wasn't watching the map properly, or maybe I should be more worried about missing heroes or something like that, but those are just honestly both pretty solid ganks. Towards me. So I had to get a bottle, or an Ironwood branch, sorry, or not an Ironwood branch, TP scroll dropped for me, which I should get momentarily, and then I can go back to the mid lane. Anyways, so the issue with the max lightning bolt, I think, is that you don't really need it to push out waves. Well, it kind of hurts you pre-6. If you're before 6, you can't really push the wave as well, but if you have 2 levels in Split Earth, you still can. Like, you still have AoE. It's not as good as like a typical nuke, but it's still okay. And maxing out Lightning Storm, it just didn't really feel very good to me. Oh, I could have bottled there. That was a huge mistake. I just lost 80 mana for no reason. Grab an Illusion Rune. Something I've been doing lately with Illusion Runes is, I actually didn't know if I was going to get that or not. Something I've been doing lately with Illusion Runes is stacking camps with it. It's really good to do this, if you have the focus, that is. Most people grab Illusion Runes and they don't actually use it in the mid lane, but you can use it for last hitting, but for melees at least, it's a bit better, I think, if you stack with it. For range heroes, it's okay if you use all 3 to last hit. I think that's fine in most cases. Got a little bit too far up here. I'm just gonna bottle between remnants, and that's a pretty easy kill. Like, Diabolic Edict still does quite a bit of damage. It's physical now, by the way. It doesn't do composite damage. It's not reduced by magic anymore. So I think it does a bit more. I don't. They adjusted the numbers accordingly, but I don't know if I messed up that stack pretty bad. I think I stacked the other one at least. Yeah, but the Storm just got a little close, and despite me dying twice, I still have a kill potential on him, which is pretty cool. Leshrac is a decent mid. His armor's not amazing. His strength gain's pretty bad. 1.5 is frankly, ooh, that was really dangerous. If I would have gotten lifted there, I just would have died. But I think this is a skill build. I don't want to like this, and I don't want to find this as viable. I want Lightning Storm to be good, but it just doesn't feel good to me yet. The game before I played it, I mean, you can push lanes safely and stuff like that, but it's not really the best ganking ability. And the main issue is that Leshrac is very much like a chase hero in a lot of ways. I could have been using my ulti this whole time. This is a bit of a mistake. I could have also wanded there. I think I would have died though. But I was pretty frustrated at this point now that I died 3 times. The Rubik just keeps ganking me basically. I told my team that I really needed a ward here at this point because I just got ganked so much. But the Rubik did a nice job, honestly. Those are really good ganks for him. Pretty unpredictable, decently spaced, gives the Storm a lot of advantage. I still got a solo kill, which is good, but I shouldn't die that many times. Just the unfortunate matchup, you know. Like, it's hard for me to land my stun. Not that that was really the reason I died by any means, but there's just a lot of slows that Storm is thrown out, so I'd have to be able to deal with that in some way. But definitely a rough start. My CS are a bit low as well. But yeah, I just think this is the better build. It's the Leshrac is going to run with you build. You've got a stun, which is good sometimes. Not all the time, but Diabolic Edict is great because it just kills heroes that you're chasing. And Pulse Nova is one of the best ultimates, in my opinion, for damage. It's just really efficient. The damage that it does is really high. It does. I was quite happy to chase this. Lesh is actually pretty fast. Turned off my ult for a second here. I messed up my bot a little bit. I knew I was gonna get Burrow Striked. I thought I turned back there, but in reality, I maybe could have wanded there. That's one mistake I made, and that was maybe a little bit aggressive, but I felt like playing aggressive. Lestrac's actually pretty okay against Storm in this case because even if Storm goes on me, I can still reflect a lot of damage, and it's because Pulse Nova is so good right now. Pulse Nova got super overbuffed because people used to never pick... Like, one of the issues with Leshrac is that all 3 of his base skills are useful in a way. And so his ultimate was a little bit too mana expensive, so people would just not get his ultimate. But his ultimate got buffed so much that his ultimate is now fantastic. It costs 70 mana to start, and for every second after, it costs 20 extra mana. And it does 100 magic damage per second. Think about that. That's like more than a level 4 Iron Shell, and the AoE is pretty huge. And you can chase while you're doing it. You can turn it on, doesn't take a casting spell, all that good stuff. So his ultimate is just amazing at pushing. That's 2, 3, 4, 5 pulses. So that's 100 mana. I basically spent 170 mana to clear an entire creep wave. I did 500 AoE magic damage for 170 mana. Why the hell would I cast Lightning Storm on a 4-second cooldown for doing 260? The only difference is that this is a more spammable ability, so you can use it to counter push and stuff. But if you're playing in the mid lane, I don't know. It just felt so worthless to have Lightning Storm. I didn't really feel like I was going to get a whole lot of value out of it for some reason. I don't know. I just didn't feel good about it. I grabbed one Lightning Storm here, that way I could slow people, but to be honest, the way that most people play Leshrac, at least in the past, is going to go max out Split Earth, max out Diabolic Edict, and just get your ulti. And they just don't get Lightning Storm, they get stats instead. And the way that I played this game, like, I got to the mid game, and I eventually leveled Lightning Storm, because I still was like in a little bit of denial about the skill being useful or not. And I just didn't use it. I put all these skill points into it, and I didn't use the ability until maybe a lot later. It just didn't feel very useful to me. I kind of wasted Diabolic Edict there big time, but I don't know. It just didn't feel good. So in some ways, Leshrac he's a really big nuker due to his ulti, kind of like Shadow Fiend is. You can farm jungles really fast. I farmed this jungle camp in one of my other games. It was really fast. Where you can do Split Earth breaks trees, so you can break the trees here, and you can do double stack. Pull this camp over here, and then attack. Oh, you can't even see my mouse. Fuck. What if I? All right. Oh wait. No, you know what? I'm not seeing the mouse. Anyways, the large camp on the dire side and the medium camp, the one that's hard to pull or hard to stack at 55. You can stack both of those and you can jungle them really rapidly using Pulse Nova and Lightning Storm and stuff like that, which felt pretty good. I definitely felt like I was getting ganked here. At this point, I did get 3 Pulse Novas off, which got him pretty low. And then he overdove just a little bit. If I had any mana here, that could have been a kill, definitely. If I had enough for like a Lightning Storm or something. Not that it's 80 magic damage. You know, it's actually not that bad at level 1. It does like 1/4 of the total damage, and the cooldown's the same, mana's a little bit low. It does apply a very slight slow, which is kind of nice, but as a whole, the Lightning Storm is just not that amazing. I guess if you have Lightning Storm and Pulse Nova, you can do AoE damage faster than you would be able to with Diabolic Edict, but Diabolic Edict also allows you to push towers, and I didn't really have a lot of opportunity to do that this game because there's a storm, and the storm can counter push really rapidly, but I don't know. It was a weird game. Like I said, I'm not super sold on the hero right now. I'll have to play some more games. I know he was played recently, by CSW. That's the hybrid C team. It's got like some Australians. It's got some C players. 2D's on it. 2D stood in for us a few times when we were in Korea. Really nice kid. Really good Dota player. But they did a safe lane Lesh. They went all stun, Edict, and maybe later got Lightning, and they rushed a really fast Bloodstone. But it was safe lane, it wasn't mid. And it kind of makes sense because if you're playing mid Leshrac, as you can see, I get ganked a lot, and your stun isn't reliable. It's like a delayed cast time, so it's kind of hard. Hasten's really good on this hero, though, and I really felt like I could get a kill with it, so I decided to be a little aggressive. I maybe could have dived him right there. It's kind of hard to say, though. If too much damage shows up, I just die is the issue, because I really don't have very much survivability. I have a null talisman, I ended up buying treads. The reason, I'm basically going to go look through the jungle, see if I can find a hero for kills. Pretty much. I basically wanted to buy treads because I was so behind. I've been getting ganked so much that I felt like I was going to need some survivability here. I'm just going to turn my spells on, pop the haste, maybe a little bit early, but now I'm in range. Look at that damage. Wasn't that amazing? I'm just going to leave it on for a couple seconds because it doesn't really hurt me that bad by leaving it on. I did end up cleaning up the storm still, which is good. Pop a little bit of a wand, land a stun. Oh wow, I actually almost ran out of mana there. I didn't even realize while I was playing that I left Pulse Nova on. By leaving Pulse Nova on, my mana was draining. I saw that I had about 75 mana, so I tread switched, and luckily I had barely enough to TP home. I think that felt really good there. I used to play Leshrac a lot in Dota 1, but I don't know, I just kind of gave up on him in Dota 2. I should probably start playing him again before he gets nerfed or something, or gets too overpowered. I always like heroes that become flavor of the month, and then they get flavor of the month, or they aren't necessarily like, I used to like Jug and PA as my carries. Those were like my weird carries that nobody really played that often, but I thought were kind of fun. And now those are like the OP heroes, and I have shame playing them, you know. I used to like Timbersaw a lot, just a couple of heroes. I used to like Ogre Magi. Ogre Magi was my hero. Skywrath Mage was my hero right before they got super popular. Hopefully it doesn't happen on Leshrac, but it's not like I play the hero that much. But I think the hero's pretty good. Let me just watch how fast I can push this lane. Bam! You may be wondering why I only have 1 point in ulti. That was not a mistake. I did that on purpose. The reason I did this is because the mana per second doubles when you go to level 2, and the damage only goes up by 30%. So, and in efforts of a little bit of mana conservation, I opted just to keep it at level 1. And I said that's probably fine. If you have a lot of mana, like if you get a really fast Bloodstone, I think there's nothing wrong with getting an early second point. But this is a good example of a point where I've got 2 points in a Lightning Storm, and I didn't really use the ability. In fact, like using it at this point is kind of weird compared to using Pulse Nova or... I mean, there's no point to use Lightning Storm to nuke a wave at this point because I have Pulse Nova. It's like the ability just seems so wasted. Unless like we're really trying to slow somebody down, in which case an extra level point in Lightning Storm is okay because you can slow somebody for 75 seconds for 0.75 seconds. Like that's okay, but it's not amazing. And I had an Invis rune here. You can do like that's one cool thing about Lesh is that with an Invis rune with a haste, you can do some really strong things because due to the nature of how strong Pulse Nova is and Diabolic Edict are, they fly out when you're not doing anything. So that means you can be running fast, you can be invisible. It gives you kill opportunities, basically. So I'm just going to save the invisibility rune. Oh, it was this game that I did use it. I'm thinking. I was wondering if I was thinking about another time with an invisibility rune, but I think this was the game that I used it. So I won't say anything about that. Anyways, continue to get levels, continue to get farm. I didn't really last hit this game particularly well in the slightest. Chachi didn't want to go in ulti form very often this game. That was kind of... I'm just salty today. I don't know what it is, guys. Sorry. I'm just stressed out from working on the guide for like 4 days, I think. Some stuff going on bottom. And the cool part is that now that Storm's dead, this means I can finally take the tower. Watch how fast this tower dies. Towers just die. Diabolic Edict is actually amazing. And this is one of the other issues that I had in the previous game was that in the game before this one, I went like 1-2-4. I got 1 stun, 2 Diabolic Edict max laning. So now I've gone invisible, I used 1 bottle charge, I used Edict, and I turned my ulti on as well. My Edict right now. I maybe shouldn't have attacked there. I maybe could have just walked through. I mean, the 1 kill is good. We didn't actually deny the tower, which is a bit of a mistake, but I got a kill out of it, which is okay. And I have essentially recovered in a pretty good way. Most people buy Bloodstone here for Lesh, and I did as well, actually. But the more games I played... See, I used to buy Aghanims a lot. When I would play Lesh, I'd go like Bloodstone straight into Eggs, be like, yeah, this is the build to do. Because it does increase your ulti damage. But then, I don't know, I felt like that one of the issues with Leshrac is that he needs a lot of items. As an interior, you need items that increase your HP, you need items that give you mana. And Bloodstone solves that. You get mana regen from it, it lets you snowball a little bit, you can cast spells endlessly, you can end up farming really fast. Leshrac is actually a really fast farming hero due to the fact that his skills have so much AoE. You can kill camps really fast with a Bloodstone. You're kind of like an AoE Storm Spirit, except without the mobility, is one way that I would describe it. So, it allows you to farm really rapidly, that's really cool. The hero's really strong. Maybe not really strong, but strong. It has its uses. I don't think it's amazing. There's probably better heroes, but fortunately the Storm went on our Witch Doctor here. But with a little bit of a dagger here, this should allow us to... There we go. A little bit of slow guarantees that I can land my stun, and then we get another kill. We did lose our Witch Doctor, but... Oh well. Got an assist there, and I now max out my Lightning Storm. Have I used Lightning Storm? I don't think I casted it once. I've got 4 skill points in there. That could be 8 strength, 8 agility, 8 intelligence, but I don't have that, and I don't know. I think it's a mistake. So anyways, Bloodstone's the item that you go for when you play Leshrac. You can play support Leshrac, but I really don't recommend it. The hero's too squishy. His stun's not reliable. At least like Alina, for example. Once she hits 6, she can at least like throw spells and run. But Leshrac's damage is all centered around the hero. At least a lot of it is. The Edict and the ulti are centered around the hero. And I don't really recommend picking the hero if... I mean, it's kind of nice to be able... Like, let's say you're playing hard support Leshrac. You max out stun, you max out lightning bolt, you kill people from range, whatever. That's kind of cool. But there's probably safer heroes you can get that have more powerful ultimates, like Crystal Maiden, for example. She's got 2 nukes. They're not AoE, of course, but I don't know. I just feel like Leshrac is kind of in a weird place, and I think Lightning Storm just isn't quite finished. Maybe they need to buff its slow some more or something. I'm not sure. But the hero is basically, right now, the strength is... Pulse Nova is really good. But you need to be survivable enough and have enough mana to stand by your opponents. That's the only way it's going to work, pretty much. That's the only way it'll pay off. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I finished my Bloodstone here. It's pretty late, 18 minutes. But I did get ganked a lot. Partially my fault, of course, for dying. But, you know, I got ganked a lot. I don't have to feel super bad. And from here, the items that you get are pretty important. The game before this one, we were playing against the most try-hard lineup. It was pretty frustrating. Frame's getting a little bit low here in teamfights. Sorry about that, guys. Just gonna turn on my AoE damage against this Slark here. Once the other creeps die, he just... Yeah, my frames are definitely slowing in teamfights. I'm sorry about that. Kind of wanted to fight this guy. Should have turned my ulti on, maybe. Not too concerned about this. I couldn't believe he let me stun him there. I kind of wanted to chase this guy, but I just didn't feel it was worth it. You know, I probably could have gone after him. It's only a Sand King, he didn't have ulti. I think I should have chased him. I think it would have been worth it. My HP was kind of low, but I was just worried about dying. I didn't, especially because the game was rough at the start. I just didn't want to mess around. But anyways, I've got Bloodstone now. I grabbed a second level of my ulti. It increases the damage by 30%, 130 magic damage per second. And my mana's pretty drained at this point, but you know, the Bloodstone's a lot of mana regen. I do a lot of tread switching as well when you play this hero, if you do get treads. The game before this, I went like brown boots into Bloodstone, and then I got like a BKB, and then I got a Yule's, and then I got Boots of Travel or something. It's kind of good. The hero's pretty fast, a little bit faster than normal, 305 I think. Oh wait, I'm wearing 315 actually. It's got 4 legs, makes a lot of sense. Runs fast. 315 movement speed is really high actually. So you can chase down a lot of heroes pre-6, so you gotta look for those opportunities when you're playing mid. I don't know, I'm still not really sure I'm right on the items. Maybe I should get something like a Blink Dagger or something, that way I can stun initiate. I tried going Yule's a couple times. Like, I did get Yule's this game as well, because you can use Yule's combo to set up with the Split Earth, but I don't know. It doesn't work as well, because that works really well in heroes like Lina, where Lina just has a huge rotation of magic burst that kills somebody in that one stun duration, but Leshrac is more of like a, I need to chase that hero, so, or at least you need to chase and close the gap first, so maybe a Blink Dagger would be better. Could go like Blink Treads and Yule's, or Blink Bloodstone Yule's or something. I'm not sure. With a Blink, I don't know. I'm not quite sold on this hero, but this is one way to play the hero, I guess, is the best thing you guys can get out of this video. That works pretty okay. Like, he does do a lot of damage. Pulse Nova is a really good spell right now. It used to be terrible, now it's pretty darn good now. Maybe not terrible, maybe people just didn't see the value, but it's really good now, I think. The mana over time is not bad. One of the other things that I really found out by playing like these 2 Leshrac games in a row is that Pulse Nova is a lot of damage early game, but it does start to peak off, and at that point you do kind of need an Ags. I spend a lot of time getting Veils actually. Almost every single game that I played Lesh. I think both games I played Lesh here I got Veil. Because most of his damage is magical. Split Earth is magical, Lightning Storm is magical, his ulti is magical. Diabolic Edict, his second skill is physical, so that doesn't work, but yeah, the hero does a lot of magic damage, so it made sense, like, oh, I'll get a Veil. I already start with a Null Talisman anyways, like, I can build into a Veil, then I can boost my damage up, it'll be cool. But the issue is that it didn't really work that amazing. A lot of the times my opponents weren't that clumped, so when the fight would start, everybody would be spread out. My hero wasn't that mobile, so I didn't always get the Veil on the right people. It was more like, a fight would start, and I would like be like, let's just go at it. Like, let me just Veil these 3 heroes that or 2 heroes that I'm on, and maybe it would work, maybe it didn't, I don't know. It didn't feel the most useful. A little bit of pushing here. I forced him to fall dodge, and that should be him getting out. He could have maybe gone on the... he wasn't going to kill PA. He's got armor, or I mean evasion, so it would have been a little bit tough. But I think I almost have my Veil, or my Yule's. I farmed it really fast, actually. It's the benefit of Bloodstone. You get 20 mana per second, and all of a sudden I can just jungle more or less endlessly. It's not like I need all my mana. If I have like 800 mana, I can do a team fight, for example. And I shouldn't have to worry too much about that. But there's the Veil, or the Yule's, sorry. So now I can use the Yule's to... I think this is a really good game for Yule's, though. I can use it to remove silence, most importantly. If there's a storm, and you're playing a Leshrac carry, or a Leshrac mid, which is essentially a semi-carry, you need to have a way to remove silence. I think BKB is pretty darn necessary on the hero, which is one of the issues with him, is that not only do you need to be up close and melee, but you also kind of need magic immunity. It's hard to get away without it. The Yule's also gives me a chance to kill Storm, because I can guarantee a stun on him. Which gives me 2 seconds to burst him down. You can do a lot of damage within a 2-second period. Yeah, you can do a lot of damage in a 2-second period. It's not bad. but it's not amazing. So, but again, the Euls, I can Euls myself to remove silence. I can set up stuns. I can run faster, which helps me chase people. We told my team to collapse here. I made a bit of a mistake though. I said, okay, we'll go on the turn. This will be really easy. Pretty good damage here. I did pretty good damage, but the issue is that I knew that he had a Euls, or I knew that he had an Orchid. So rather than using the Timber Saw to initiate, what I should have done is saved it until I was gone on. If I would have saved it until they went on me, then I could have been in the air using Pulse Nova. You can use Pulse Nova where you're using yourself, by the way, so it's okay if you get focused. Maybe this is the build. Maybe I just didn't play it correctly. Maybe I should use the Euls to save it for myself defensively is what I could have. Or maybe we should play it like Shadow Fiend with a mech. Maybe? I don't feel that's the build, because mech is pretty mana expensive. Not that the hero can't afford it, but I don't know. Maybe mech is the build. Maybe mech Bloodstone into Euls or something. I don't know. Probably not, but it's a possibility. You know, it would. You know, maybe it is okay because it would give me armor. It actually wouldn't be that bad. So one of the issues with the hero is that his armor's okay, but it's not amazing. Oh, I did actually stun him there. A little bit of issue stopping him here. And this is, you know, the other issue. I can slow him, but if he leaps, he's gone, you know? So I just chased for way too long here, and then my team followed up, and this resulted in a lot of deaths that didn't need to happen. I definitely overchased. That's not even a question, but my team shouldn't have been there. No way that they should have been there. So, what was I just talking about? Euls, I think, chasing, all that good stuff. Like, the hero has like an extreme power curve, but if you don't stay ahead of your opponents and items, it feels a little weird. I was talking about mech, that's right. I was talking about mech Leshrac. Yeah, it's maybe possible. Because the hero has an HP issue, definitely has HP problems, has survivability problems, has mana problems, and then he has issues getting stunned, because if he's getting stunned, he's not walking. And if you're not walking, you're not chasing people with your damage. It's just, kind of feels like Ursa in a way. It's like a hero that needs so many things. Anyways, the game that they played him in CSW, he just got so far ahead, he like never died. They just owned with him, because he just got so many kills that his Pulse Nova just did a stupidly high amount of damage. Your DPS in team fights is amazing with the hero. If you're not getting stunned, if you're not getting slowed, if they don't just kill you right away, it's good. But he just has some issues. Maybe a Force Staff is what's needed. Maybe Force Staff Bloodstone Euls. I don't know, something like that. You need to be able to evade your opponents a little bit and dodge a lot of stuns, because a lot of the times they'll just get chain stunned. I think people see Leshrac as really squishy, which he is. He's pretty squishy, and they just focus him so much. So I just take a lot of damage, I feel, a lot of the time. People don't fear to force him. He does, like, if you turn your Pulse Nova on in time, it doesn't matter that much because you're doing damage while you're taking damage, but most of the time the hero just feels really strong when you get a BKB. Because then you just jump in that team fight and you're like, I'm going to cast Pulse Nova. I'm going to cast my stun on you. I'm going to be doing Diabolic Edict. I'm going to cast Lightning Bolts. And you just chase people, and they just have to run after you. They have to run away from you. So I accidentally used my stun a little bit early here. I was hoping I could maybe catch him, but it was very unlucky. It was just a bad initiation. And I opted to get my Veil next here. I think this may have been a mistake. I think BKB would have been smarter. BKB is really good against Timbersaw, makes Timbersaw worthless. It's pretty good against Slark. Most of Slark's damages becomes worthless. Sand King becomes worthless. Storm becomes mostly worthless. Rubik becomes mostly worthless. But rather than, I felt pretty okay just with the early Veil here. And they didn't have that many stuns. So I was like, I'm just going to get Euls and then I'll get a Veil, is what I'll do. And maybe this wasn't the right choice, but it felt okay to me at the time. I still don't have good Bloodstone charges, but considering my early game, I'm pretty happy at this point because I did have a decent comeback. I'm just going to jungle a little bit while my team's getting ready to push. I just got, what, 135 gold out of that? That's pretty good. And of course, take the building as fast as you can. Nuke down the rest of the wave. And there's a use for Lightning Bolt. You just clear the creep wave, you know? Dies really fast. Kind of looking for an initiation. Messed up the stun. It comes out a little bit slower. The animation is a little different than the Lina one, I feel, but I should just be patient about it. There's no reason to force it. I always like try to cast it super early. I don't know. I need to practice in bot games or something. I don't know why I'm missing it so much. I missed it a lot between the 2 games. I missed it a lot the first game. Did a lot better the second. Yeah, look at the AoE damage. It's actually amazing how much damage this hero does. So that's the balance. I mean, I keep saying the hero does amazing damage, but I also complain that it feels like it's hard to build the hero the correct way. So that those problems could just be solved by a pro player much better than me, who's like, oh, this is how you play Leshrac the right way. You need to buy these items. You need to buy these items. Blah blah blah. Maybe you need a Bloodstone with a Blade Mail or something. You know, that sounds actually kind of cool. The hero has a lot of HP. A Blade Mail gives you damage, gives you armor, gives me more int, so more mana pool, and I have a lot of HP to leverage his damage. It sounds kind of cool, honestly. Blade Mail, maybe that's the item. Who knows? Maybe it's a terrible item. I don't know. But it sounds kind of cool.
Dire's middle tower
Sounds kind of cool. I don't know. I'm not really sure if it's bad or not. It's just gonna nuke people a little bit. I did not look around for the. It's kind of separated from my team here. Should have ultied first. Well, we won the fight pretty good. Fortunately, we didn't have any detection here. I should have watched the storm go on my ally, and then I could have ulted him and then set up a stun. Maybe that would have been good. I should have ultied right before I ulted myself. That way they were taking damage. And then when I came down, I still did pretty good damage. It's honestly so much damage. I think I'm just having positioning errors and things like that, just like player errors. I think the hero's pretty strong. That's kind of why I wanted to play more games before I showed you guys the video. But maybe I'll do another one next week or something. I kind of feel intrigued. I want to play this hero more. So maybe I'll make another one next week. I told Chachi to go this build, Menace, Maelstrom. The bear has mana now. Probably another hero that I should play. But the bear has mana now. So good glyph here. And Chachi's good out. This is smart. He loses the bear, which is 300 gold, and they denied the tower, but whatever pressure has been made. Like, you can kill camps so fast. You kill camps like as fast as an anti-mage, except you don't have a blink, obviously. But it's pretty incredible. So at this point, I kind of, you know, after my second game, I'm kind of like disliking Veil more and more. The plus side to Veil is that it gives you armor. Gives you 6 armor, I believe. Yeah, it gives you 6 armor, which is kind of cool because I have a big HP pool, so having armor is really nice. But after building it 2 games in a row, I really feel like I should be an Eggs here instead. Eggs gives you a lot more HP, to be honest. It doesn't give you as much estimated HP against physical damage, but against magic nukes, it'll protect you better. Because you'll get, it's 4,100 gold, and you'll get like almost 400 HP. Whereas Veil gives you 6 armor, which is like, what, 36% more HP. So if I do the math on that, it's like, if I only take physical damage, Veil actually gives you more survivability than that's not actually true because you actually get armor from the eggs, so it's probably almost comparable. I mean, on paper, Veil is a better item, but the issue is that like Veil doesn't actually increase your damage when you're hitting creeps. It doesn't increase your damage when you're killing just one guy. Like if the fight is splintered, you might Veil one guy, kill him, and then all of a sudden your ulti does less. You know, so that's kind of how you have to look at Veil. Like on a hero like Leshrac, where your damage is more sustained over a long time, Veil is a lot harder. It's a lot worse of an item, basically. I knew there's a Leshrac over here. A little bit of a stun. Could have used. Oh, actually, I did use heal. So. Look at the damage graph after this.
To be chosen for death.
Triple kill.
That damage was
failed.
It's pretty close.
Purge.
I was like really close. So I don't know. I feel like I should have gone eggs. Didn't really accrue Bloodstone charges very much. I also need a BKB though in the same vein. I keep getting chain stunned. My ulti's coming out a little bit late. I should just turn the ulti on at the start of the fight to anticipate getting stunned. Because I mean I'm getting drained by. I mean my mana regen isn't amazing now due to the fact that I've only got 3 Bloodstone charges, but it's draining 60 mana per second. I'm show off cast right here. Let's see what my mana drain is. It's with fountains, so don't believe that. 24.6. So I'm basically losing 40 mana per second if I turn my ulti on. And I cast no other spells, which is kind of a lot, but it's not huge. If I have, I mean, you don't need that much mana to play a game as Leshrac unless you're getting mana drained. You really only need like half your mana pool. The other half of your mana pool is honestly pretty wasted. In most cases, unless the fight's really long. But you really only need about, I don't know, 1,000 mana or something like that. It's not a big deal if I turn my ulti on a little bit early, you know? I might as well just turn it on as the fight starts, because especially if I don't have a BKB, because the amount of damage I could be doing could be way higher. But at this point, I bought I was going to look at the fight recap, see how much damage I did, but whatever. I'm getting a BKB at this point. I really think I needed it here instead of the Veil. So maybe this is the better item build. I mean, in some situations, you might be able to get Yules after Bloodstone, but I think you have to go Bloodstone BKB if you're playing this build where you just kind of get tanky and you jump in the middle of the fight and you do Pulse Nova on 5 heroes. You know, that's amazing damage. It's really strong, but the issue is that you need survivability. You need to be able to get into that fight without dying, kind of a thing. So it's, I don't know. I'm not settled on the hero. I know I've said I don't know too many times because I'm unsure right now, but we'll get there. I'll practice the hero a bit more this week. I'll play him in pubs and stuff like that and try to make him work a bit more. I just don't think he's a support hero. He's not a support hero. I've had a lot of games where I get behind on Leshrac and he just feels terrible because you just have low HP. You don't have the mana pool. You don't have the mana refill to be able to keep farming really rapidly, all that stuff. There's just a lot of issues that you run into with the hero. It's got to be a core. Safe lane or mid, I think. Just going to do some damage here with the Sand King. Gets away. I tried to use him, but didn't get him. And now at this point I was way overextended, so I had to back up. One benefit to the Leshrac though is you can push towers pretty fast as a support. That's one benefit. But then if you get Diabolic Edict, then you're again useless in teamfights. Because remember, his damage is about standing near your opponents. If you're playing a hard support and you got all these Diabolic Edict levels and you push towers, that's cool. But if you're not tanky enough to stay alive when you're then teamfighting later as a support, and you should have no items essentially, then you're just in a bad spot again. It's like you counter the advantage that you had before, the reason that you played the hero before. You want to make sure your skill points are always relevant. You can farm really fast. I did burn a lot of mana doing this, but it's okay, because I've almost got BKB. I knew the storm was in the general vicinity here. That's a misclick. If they do want to push, I can counter push pretty easily. Lightning bolts or lightning storm or whatever. And those crits so strong. Could probably do ancients as well. You can do them with your second skill. Does 36 damage times 40. I think it says 40 explosions.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
36 times 40. That is 1,440 physical damage. It's pretty good. It's not amazing, but I guess you could farm ancients with that. I think I stole that because I wanted to get my BKB finished here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So, send the bottle back, got the BKB, time to fight, 10 seconds, can do whatever I want, kind of a thing. At this point, the hero becomes really scary. There's not a whole lot they can do about it with the team fight. They can drain my stats, I guess, with the Slark or something, but... You know, remember I was talking about Blade Mail before? I just realized, like, Blade Mail costs almost exactly the same as Veil. There's, like, no reason to get a Blade Mail over a Veil, I feel. I feel like Veil is just superior. Gives you almost as much int. Doesn't give you very much damage, only gives you, what, 12 damage. And the magic bonus is just too good, especially if you have synergistic allies. Now, we were wondering if that they might be watching. Found a lot of heroes. I bailed 3 though, this is pretty good. Team, they didn't come. They were like, let's finish Roche, and that was probably, I don't know if that was the wrong choice. It's kind of hard to say. We got the Aegis, a kill. We lost 2 for 1. That's bad. Oh wait, I did suicide by the way. So I was like, I'm gonna die, so I suicided. Something I didn't do enough on this hero, but suiciding is pretty important when you get a Bloodstone. You might as well. They don't get gold. They don't get experience. I just die. So I wasted a 10-second BKB, but I created all the space, and I allowed us to get Roshan. So we killed their support in exchange for our support, who I'm pretty sure was underleveled, underfarmed. So it's worth it, I guess. I think it was okay. Not a trade I necessarily want to make as the player, as the mid, but it worked out for us. We got an Aegis, another advantage for our Phantom Assassin, all that good stuff. So, eh. 2 Bloodstone charges, but whatever. I've got enough mana regen, honestly. I think that's a Slark that's invis here. Not really responding fast, that's for sure. Not nearly enough Bloodstone charges for that. How much do they reduce it by? 4 seconds? Yeah. Also reduces the gold loss by death by 25. Plus it heals my team.
The phantom flies.
Bloodstone loses a third of its charges. Trying to catch all their heroes here. And that was a really big pick off there. We got a lot of kills. Yules ends up being useful again. I don't know, maybe it's better to get a blink though, who knows. It's too easy for them to basically run out of range of me. And what I'm basically doing right now is I'm playing really aggressive. What I'm trying to do is make sure that the Sand King doesn't go for an epicenter. So I'm just moving my hero towards him a lot and making him think like I'm just going to throw... So if I do any damage to him, his epicenter gets wasted. Because you have to blink on Sand King, essentially, to close the gap. So he's going to have to blink to close the gap onto our team. So I can just prevent that by doing some damage to him. I'm just watching him. I really don't want him to initiate. He's now so far back that if he does epicenter at maximum, he could burrow strike at like into this range. So if we can't see him, we should be just fine. We got a 2 racks here. I kind of wanted to keep pushing. I felt like we had advantage here. I had BKB up. I felt like I had a really strong power curve at the moment. I feel like a net worths. I'm actually on second. Despite not having the best game, I'm still farming really fast. Heals him in time. Storm actually got like extra 190 gold there. I was a little bit worried here because I knew Storm was alive. Okay, it was Chachi that took the last strikes. Should turn my ulti on. I can actually stay there, I didn't realize. I got a bunch of souls, or a bunch of Bloodstone charges. My mana regen's pretty good again. Slowed the guys in the back, which is pretty useful. Could have Yules there, should have anticipated this. He actually just got 1,000 gold for that kill. That wasn't even killing spree. That's actually pretty ridiculous.
I can't bear to be seen.
There's a rapier, by the way.
Is under attack.
Bad sign. I was pretty worried here, actually. So I was like, oh, I didn't realize we didn't get top racks, so. Or which doctor wasn't paying attention? You guys were wondering. In case that wasn't obvious. So, I don't know. I like Leshrac. Can farm really fast, but he needs a lot of items. You need Bloodstone, you need a BKB. Those are the two items you definitely need. From there, you can kind of get whatever you want. I could have gotten a Blink instead of a Yule's. I could have gotten maybe parts of an Eggs instead of the Veil. Something like that would have been good. Why not farm more, right, guys? They should have enough to afford an Eggs. Oh, I think did I buy Shiva's? Shiva's is not bad on the hero, gives you a big mana pool, but I think Eggs is better. Unless you're against like a really physical carry. Like Slark is components, magic, and physical. If I was against a PA or something, I'd get a Ghost Scepter or an E-Blade or Ghost Scepter, E-Blade, or a Shiva's. Shiva's is not bad on the hero. It's pretty good because you can chase, I guess. You could look at it that way as well. It's actually maybe not that bad of an item on the hero, but the Eggs also gives me HP, and it synergizes with the armor that I already have and all that good stuff. And the damage, I haven't talked about this yet, but the damage bonus is actually really significant. I thought about it, I used to feel like it wasn't that much, based on what I remembered, but when you check the numbers, it's actually really good. It increases your damage by 60, which is equivalent to 2 levels of the ultimate. It's like a double level up, basically. The mana cost doesn't increase either, so it's actually a really big increase. Concerning what the ability is at level 1 and how it scales, it's like getting 2 points in ultimate. So Leshrac is really being buffed around his ultimate, essentially. His ultimate is the scary part. That's the part that you have to make good, and you have to be able to stay alive in team fights and chase after people for that to work. I don't think Lesh is very good against Axe. Axe is a good hero, a good example of a hero that's not very good to play against. The first game I played Lesh, I was against an Axe and it sucked because he just got a Blade Mail, and then if I didn't have match community, I was just reflecting a lot of damage to myself. I couldn't really control where I was hitting. It was a little bit tough sometimes to stop the damage output, so I think versus an Axe, Lesh isn't very good, but against some other heroes, he's okay. It's just that his unreliable stun is maybe an issue, things like that. Should use my pull a little bit earlier there. Slark came in the melee range of us and pretty much just died. Not too unexpected, but yeah, Lesh's damage is good. Can farm really fast for an int hero. He can definitely carry, it's just a bit different. It's all AoE. You know. He's pretty good. He just has some item needs. He has some extreme item needs. I got 274 last hits. I farmed at 572 GPM without a Midas. That's pretty great. It's pretty great. So the hero can definitely farm very rapidly. Just make sure you try not to get ganked 3 times mid. I mean, that's a lot of the issue. Like, both of the games that I played Lesh, I got ganked a shitload, so I didn't really have, like, a good game. And I didn't get ganks for me either, so I couldn't really accelerate in that way. But if you get ganks for you, I mean, it's kind of like a Shadow Fiend in a way. Even if you get behind, you can farm so fast with your nukes that you can catch up. But if I had ganks for me, or maybe I didn't feed, maybe I didn't get ganked, then I could add my Bloodstone earlier, like 12 minutes or something, get a fast Bloodstone, maybe somebody stacks for me, fast Bloodstone, go into my BKB super early, have BKB Bloodstone before 20 minutes, stomp first team fight, stomp second team fight, then I've got like 1 or 2 good items after that, and then I should be gold ahead. You know, it's all about timings in a lot of ways. This hero would maybe feel better if I had a better game, but the 2 games I had weren't very good. I got ganked a stupid amount, but I still was able to recover. But that might just be because this is a lower level unranked game, or yeah, lower level unranked game. I'm not sure which, but that's Leshrac. I hope you guys learned a lot. Try the hero out, mid or core I prefer. Don't play him support, I don't recommend it. It's a lot of pain most of the time because you get behind and then people just jump on you and stun you and you're dead. That's it. If they get BKBs and you're a support, you just die. It's over. So don't play support Leshrac. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. I'm going to try to get a video out. I'm almost done with the guide, and once I'm done with the guide, I can stream and like play games and get better videos out. So I'm sorry this one's maybe a little bit lackluster. My performance wasn't good. I wasn't happy with my performance, and I really feel like I understood the hero super well, but that's it for the videos, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.